You are born on a farm in Pennsylvania, a perfectly ordinary farm. Hay, mud, 3 other kittens, 0 political ambitions. For 6 weeks, life is simple. You sleep, you eat, you knock things off surfaces for no reason. You are, by all measurable standards, an unremarkable cat. Then a woman gives a speech in a barn nearby and you jump on her podium. That is the single decision that changes everything. You didn't plan it. You were just curious about the microphone. But she laughs, the crowd laughs, a photographer snaps the picture, and by morning you're on the front page of 17 newspapers. You're not even weaned yet and you already have a publicist. Welcome to the White House. Population, 1 very confused cat. The car ride to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue takes 4 hours. You spend most of it in a carrier screaming. Not because you're scared, you just feel like screaming. Nobody can tell the difference, and honestly, that's your first taste of political power. They carry you through the East Wing entrance wrapped in a blanket like some kind of furry head of state. The staff lines up, actual grown adults in suits holding their breath, waiting to see if you'll be friendly. You look at all of them. You look at the grand marble floors, the oil paintings, the gilded walls of the most powerful building on Earth. You find a corner and sit in it facing the wall for 45 minutes. This is your first press statement. The house has 132 rooms. You will personally visit 130 of them by Tuesday. The 2 you skip are the ones where the dogs sleep. You are not afraid of the dogs. You simply refuse to acknowledge that they exist. This is a philosophical position, not a tactical one. The Secret Service gives you a code name. They call you Whisker One. You hear them say it into their earpieces with complete seriousness, and something inside you decides this country is going to be fine. There are 16 full-time chefs in this building, 16. And every single one of them will watch you walk past your $40 organic salmon wet food, sniff it once, and go eat a piece of something you found under the sofa. They take it personally. This is not your problem. The president tries to feed you himself on the first morning. He sets the bowl down very carefully, the way you'd imagine a man handles a nuclear briefing. You walk over, look him dead in the eyes, and push it off the counter. CNN covers it live. The headline reads, "First Cat sends strong message." Political analysts spend 3 hours debating what it means. It means nothing. You were just in the mood. But you file this information away. You have more power than you originally calculated. By week 2, you have a Twitter account you didn't ask for. It has 4.2 million followers. Your content strategy consists entirely of the staff posting photos of you sleeping. Every post gets 200,000 likes. You have done nothing. This is the most relatable thing about you to the American public. The press secretary mentions you in a briefing, not because anything happened, just because a reporter asked and the room needed something to smile about. This is now a regular segment. You are the only member of this administration with a 94% approval rating. The president has 47%. He has never once mentioned this to you, but you can tell he knows. State dinners are your favorite event, not because of the food, although the salmon at the French ambassador's dinner was objectively the best thing that has ever happened to you. No. State dinners are your favorite because world leaders, actual world leaders, turn into completely different people the moment they see you. A man who has just spent 3 hours negotiating international trade policy will immediately drop to one knee and make a clicking sound with his mouth. The Prime Minister of Canada called you buddy in front of 14 diplomats. The German Chancellor spent 6 minutes trying to get you to look at her. You didn't. You sat on the treaty documents instead. The translator had to explain this to 3 delegations. Nobody was upset. If anything, you got more photo requests. Life in the White House runs on schedules. Briefings at 7, cabinet meetings at 9, press conferences at noon. You operate on a completely different system. You sleep from 2 a.m. to 11 a.m. Then you sleep from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. At 4 p.m., you do a single lap of the West Wing at high speed for no apparent reason, knock one thing over, and return to the sofa. This is your entire daily briefing. The president, who wakes at 5 a.m., reads intelligence reports, manages a staff of thousands, and carries the weight of 300 million people, looks at you sometimes with an expression you can only describe as pure, undisguised envy. You don't feel bad about this. You feel like you're providing a public service. At some point during year one, a senator introduces legislation, not important legislation, playful legislation, a bill to officially declare you the first cat of the United States with a commemorative coin. It does not pass. It gets 41 votes, which is 41 more than anyone expected. The president signs a card for you on your adoption anniversary and leaves it on your blanket. You sleep on it and then push it under the radiator. This is not disrespectful. This is just where warm things belong. You live in this house for 4 years. You watch staff come and go. You watch the president age in ways that photographs don't fully capture. You watch him sit alone sometimes in the late evening in the resident's kitchen, reading something, the building finally quiet around him. One night you jump up on the table and sit next to him. You don't know why. He doesn't say anything. He just puts his hand on your back. You stay there for a while, not because you're affectionate. You're not particularly affectionate, but the room is warm and he is still, and somehow that is enough. When the administration ends, you leave the same way you came in, car, carrier, screaming. The new house is smaller, quieter, no marble, no chefs. The food bowl stays on the floor where it's placed and there's no staff photographing you while you eat. You walk through the rooms once. You find a sunny spot by a window. You sit down. Outside somewhere, a news channel is probably already discussing who the next first pet will be, what kind of dog, what it says about the administration, whether it polls well in swing states. You close your eyes. You were a farm cat from Pennsylvania who jumped on a microphone and accidentally became the most beloved figure in a 4-year presidency. You never asked for any of it. You never worked for any of it. You simply existed, loudly and on your own terms, in a building that forgot just occasionally to take itself too seriously. And in a place that's serious that might have been the most important job of all. This is your world. And in this world, you're the only resident of the White House who genuinely does not care. And somehow that is exactly why everyone does.